I think global warming is a complete hoax. It's been actually getting cooler for the past 10 years.
I think it's a farce.
Is the doubt over man-made global warming justified? Or is it another example of a disinformation campaign designed to confuse people and protect profits? To get some answers, I sought out a veteran of many public relations campaigns for the resources industry and author of a recent book on climate change spin, Jim Hogan.
I would say this is one of the most effective public relations campaigns in the history of public relations. It's one of the most evil and deceptive, but it's certainly one of the most effective.
Basically, nature, not human activity, rules the climate. And once you've decided that, a lot of the problems that President Obama seems to be concerned about are no longer a concern. So let's see what the evidence looks like.
I've come to the Capitol for a briefing of Senate staff, organised by leading climate skeptic Dr. Fred Singer. According to Jim Hogan, this is yet another type of astroturfing that involves using industry-funded scientists, like Dr. Singer, posing as independent experts.
That suggests that after 1998 there's further warming. That's not correct. There's been cooling since 1998, everyone agrees.
This 20-year-old strategy document from an energy industry front group called the Information Council for the Environment outlines their goal to reposition global warming as a theory and not fact. And not by genuine scientific research, but instead by using the media to exploit the trustworthy image of scientists and manufacture the appearance of a genuine scientific debate over global warming.
It was a media campaign. They wanted to create doubt in the minds of journalists. They wanted to create doubt in the minds of the public. And your average person will never know. They just see some articulate guy, may even be a scientist, basically giving a corporate message, but it looks like science.
Right now we have one handful of perceived bad information, bad feeling about carbon dioxide. It's a pollutant that causes climate change, and over here nobody knew the positive side.
Take Leighton Stewart. He represents a group called CO2 is Green, and he portrays himself as a concerned scientist just trying to set the record straight.
I got into this because I'm a geologist and I'd retired, and I heard one of the professors back at my old...
However, this article on Grist reveals that Stewart is actually a former oil executive whose role as an oil company director made him over $500,000 last year. Facts that were missing from his website and ones that I asked him about.
What now?
You're just spokesmen for big oil.
Oh, okay.
Kind of things. I mean, I believe that you have a history with.
Yes.
So are you getting money from the oil companies?
I came out of the energy industry. I am not getting a penny for what I'm doing. I'm retired. This is my idea. Can't blame it on anybody else.
So who pays for the ads? Who pays for the advertising?
There were about 25 or 30 individuals that put up some money, no corporate money.
While Stewart says no corporate money, his website was registered by Quintana Minerals, and a report in the Washington Post says Quintana's president, Corbin J. Robinson Jr., also contributed over $1 million to the campaign, which included this national advertising push.
Because we all need CO2.
And while the United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change drew together more than 600 authors from 40 countries for their latest report, this handful of scientists are responsible for the skeptics' own non-IPCC report, which, according to Dr. Singer, was primarily the work of Craig Idso, who is, surprise, surprise, formerly of Peabody Energy, the largest private coal company in the world.
Here it is. This is the full report. We wanted to make it look like the IPCC report, so it's just as thick, just as heavy, makes a great doorstopper. Worked out mainly by a colleague of mine, Craig Idso in Arizona, who kindly enlisted me as a co-author, but he deserves credit for putting it all together.
These guys have been able to delay action on climate change for 2 decades, all along making billions and billions of dollars in dirty energy. This is far worse than the tobacco campaign and far more effective.
At this point, Jim began to tell me how this tactic of using scientists to manufacture doubt was actually pioneered by the tobacco industry during its 50-year campaign to prolong debate about the health effects of smoking.
There are certainly even a lot of the same people like Fred Singer. He was a guy who worked for tobacco, now works on climate change.
These memos and articles revealing the covert involvement of Dr. Singer are part of an online archive containing millions of confidential documents published as part of the tobacco industry legal settlement regarding these deceptive practices.
In the 80s, they were doing it for tobacco, and today they're doing it for the energy industry.